This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield and co-host Marnie Winfield.
I seen somebody wearing their 217 Recovery Podcast t-shirt today. It was new, it was walking around, it was hovering above the ground, looking awesome. He was certainly happy to get that, I assume, because he was wearing it.
It is the 30th of April, 2022. I'm Corey Winfield.
I'm Marnie Winfield.
And this is the 217 Recovery Podcast. That was Chris Goss. He used to be on the podcast a long time ago. And unfortunately, he's not going to be at the UFAM Rally this year. Bummer. Yeah, he said, I don't really like you guys, Corey.
No, he didn't say that.
He did not say that. But he just, had some other stuff going on, whatever. But he's missing out, man. Yeah. I think he knows it. Tyrone was like, Chris, he said like this. He told me today, he's like, I told Chris, I was like, Chris, we was going to share a room. And now you ain't going? And I said, Tyrone, Chris knows what he's missing. He's just got some stuff going on. So I wish Chris the best. But yeah, this is what it is. The UFAM Rally is going on May 19th. I made a little video today.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it was I didn't voice or anything because I still felt nasally. Uh-huh. So I was like, so I'm going to do some PSAs for them that they can send out to radio stations. And I know like iHeartMedia, I got to produce some like 15-second ones because back when I worked for iHeartMedia, you sent me a 15-second PSA. If corporate allowed me enough, I could play 2 of them a day. Mm. But I would, if people reached out, I'd play them. But the problem with those is you only get so many a day. I think there was 12 a day, and then the corporate takes 6 for their whatever they're doing. And then you had a couple that you kind of ran anyway. So it's like, you can run 2 a day, 15 seconds. But hey, someone hears it and wants to come because they hear it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's on the 19th of May. I invited Daryl. Daryl's my buddy now. He works for DHHS. He's the guy who handles the contracts, the PIHPs.
Oh my gosh, you got through to him.
I know. I'm so excited. Yes, I did. I made it finally through to the person I needed to. And it only took like nine months. 9 months of trying, but I didn't give up, see?
I know.
And people kept passing me to people to, talk to her, talk to this person. Oh, I'm not your person here. Listen, I'm talking to secretaries. I'm going, what the I just want to talk to someone to say, why the F this isn't happening. But now I talked to Daryl, and Daryl, see, the things have changed. If you're in Michigan, you probably may be aware of this. But it went from like, oh, here's the money, and here's some stuff from, we're going to classify it as, drug use and disorder, stuff like that, addiction. And then mental health's over here. Well, if you ask me, they're one and the same anyway. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever met anyone who has an addiction who didn't have some kind of mental health issue.
Right.
So, yeah, to me, they should be one. Well, they got moved back from the addiction side. Oh, no, let's move that over to the behavioral health, and the mental health side of it, which is great. My opinion. I mean, look, the guy had the job a month and I'm talking to him. Mm-hmm. Talking to the person I need to be talking to. Yeah. So the other people, maybe the writing was on the wall and they just thought, hey, let's just keep passing this shit along and whatever. Oh, who cares, man? I'm not answering no questions. Let's have a free party in here. I don't know. I have no idea. They could have been doing that. Just as easy as they couldn't have been. I don't know. I'm assuming it could have been a little bit of a circus in there. Mm-hmm. Just saying. But yeah, finally got a hold of him.
So he's your contact guy. Yep.
He's like, well, I'm going to check the contracts to see what they're supposed to be doing with, this. I'm like, well, this is going to be simple. I'm laughing like.
and Daryl's like, oh, man.
Yeah. Oh, my. We talked for about an hour.
No, he's like, now I got to deal with this guy.
No, he said that he was glad that he had touched base with me on Friday, mm-hmm. Instead of like waiting for the weekend, because. Yeah, I called him and left a message, and he called me back. I was like, hey, what's up? And I found out who was on the phone and who I had. I'm like, oh, my God. And then I had 9 months of stuff to just...
I can imagine.
Spit on him. He was just like, my God, man. I was like, sorry, bro. I've been real excited. He's like, well, you seem to know what you're talking about. I'm like, oh, yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Look up and you can look this up, too, at home if you want to have some fun with it. It's easy to find in Google. It's the Medicaid Providers Manual contract. You look it up, and then you go to the behavioral health section. It's on the left. You'll click on it, and then you go down to I think it's section 3. 3.27 is where it talks about transportation. Read that. It's funny. It's not funny because it's all written right there. And then other people are like, no, that's not what we do. We don't do that. I'm like, no, this is your contract with us. Anyway, let's just not. Anyway, the good news is I talked to Daryl.
So now Daryl can talk to Corey about these things.
But yeah, it's just like, wow, like that's very awesome. The rally, though, I invited him to. I said, sorry, I just heard that. Did you hear that?
It's a cat.
I know, but your cat trying to break into the office, the studio.
Well, she's
how am I picking that up in my headphones?
Because she's underneath the door.
But these mics, you have to talk into them. Like they're not like, I can't be over here, like how loud is your cat? My cat is just slapping the computer screen with her tail, looking out the window. Anyway, back to the UFAM rally. I invited Daryl.
Is he coming?
He said he wasn't going to promise. I was like, we'll be out there. I was like, look for our tent. We'll be doing live broadcasts. I'd love it for you to stop by. But no, he seemed like a good dude. And, he was honest with me. He's like, look, man, I just took this job over. I couldn't tell you the ins and outs of that contract right now. But I will look into it and make sure that things are being followed as they're supposed to be. I said, perfect.
That's great.
And I appreciate him not like BSing me or passing me off to a secretary of the secretary.
Right.
Like I had been getting before. So I really appreciate that. So big props. Things might be moving in the right direction that way. And it's funny because when things change, people are like, oh no, it's going back. Oh, it's going over to the other side. All everything's going to be. I'm like, well, apparently you weren't doing your job. And that's why someone said, this isn't effective. This isn't being very efficient. Let's move it back. But it's funny how the people that when they get their jobs taken away, they're, oh, well, yeah, it's going to be insane. Yep, well, good luck with that. Just saying. But yeah, so the people that are going to be at the UFAM rally, I put in the video and you said you could have had that on there a little longer. And I'm like, well, that's why you pause it.
Yeah. No, it was one of those instant reactions. And of course, you want to get the input too. Cause I'm so close to it. So from normal people, and my mom's like, oh, it would have been so much nicer if I could be able to look at that for a minute.
That's why you pause it.
I know, but I'm just saying, just from a 72-year-old woman who's
she's
like,
probably like,
what is this about?
She's probably like, what time does it start?
No, she was like, what are they going to each talk about? And I was like, this is just a quick kind of like, invite. Yeah. It's not supposed to be a detailed description of
the UFAMichigan.org. That's their website.
I'm like, yeah,
check it
go
out.
to their website, check it out.
So I purposely didn't put the time on there.
It is 10 to 4 though, for anybody who wanted to know.
No, you blew it for them.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm not going to go to the website. But Mark Lundholm, he is a stand-up comedian, author, and actor. He's going to be the MC. And there's a guy that looks something similar to this guy that did a TED Talk, but I'm 98% sure it was not this guy. And the dude was pretty buff though, but he was like talking about like his inner self and he was running across the stage and it's really good. I watched it when I was doing the outpatient stuff at Riverwood. But anyway, this guy, he's going to be there. He's the MC. Representative Joe Bellino, Michigan State Representative. No idea what's up with him, when he's going to be there. Joe Saumick. He's the Saginaw Chippewa Indian Tribe of Michigan representative. Joe, is it Jabber or Jaber?
I don't know.
Haber? Isn't there like a weird pronunciation if it's like J-A?
Yeah.
Joe Haber? But it's Jaber. He sings songs. He's a musician of music.
Could be Yabber.
Joe Yabber. He'll be like, no, it's Jabber. He'll punch me in the face. It's a jab. I don't know. No, he seems all right. He's got a guitar and like a gray shirt and stuff. He's got a little beard going. It's all right. Tony Mandarich. He was a former Michigan State University lineman and a former pro NFL player.
Pro for who?
I don't know. That's what Google's for. You have a phone, honey. I'm off like pretty demanding with the phone stuff. I'm like, yeah, pause it. Look it up. Turn your volume down. Katie Donovan. She is an author and a life coach, and she's a keynote speaker. Cool. She got some pearls. She likes the pearls. She has the long dangly earrings. And then she has like a necklace that looks like half pearl. Like, they're not even pearls. They're just like little gray balls.
Huh.
I should sport gray balls.
Oh my goodness.
Amy Buchanan. I don't know her, but I used to live in Buchanan for a minute.
Oh my god.
Did they just open the door?
Yes, she did.
How did the cat just open the door?
I have no idea.
How is this happening?
I don't know what
is Jesus
she did.
Here with us? Jesus, did you let my cat out? Huh.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, creepy. So Amy Buchanan is the former assistant principal of something, a school, I assume, maybe. She was a bus manager or a business manager of Rivers End, I'm assuming. I'm just reading this from the website. Elvon Latham. I think it's Latham. Lathan. Lathan. He's the director at Knowledge Inspiring Noble Growth.
Okay.
Not sure where that is. Ashley Schuster, somebody that we should know. She's the director of operations at Skywood Recovery. I don't know. I mean, we have sort of relationships with them. We've been there on a tour. Nice place. Good people that we've met.
Beautiful grounds. Mm-hmm. It's a really nice facility.
Yep. If you're looking for treatment, it's a good spot if you got private pay. Now, this next name, and see, this is why I'm not a big fan of reading names and stuff. It's because I'm not English, I can barely speak it. Don't ask me to read it. Anyway, this woman is the CEO at Home of New Vision.
Yeah. It's in Ann Arbor. What's the name?
Yeah, what do they do there?
It's where I had outpatient when I was in Ann Arbor.
Really? Mm-hmm. Did you know Gilnis Anderson?
No.
Oh,
I would definitely remember that name.
NIS. Glynnis. Gilnis?
I don't know. It's it's an outpatient.
Glynnis? Because if it was an F, it'd be FLYNIS. So it'd be Flyness. So is it Glynnis?
I don't know.
Because it wouldn't be Gilnis, because that would be GIL. Glynnis? Hey, Glynnis!
I don't know, but when I was there, maybe it was just the class I was in, but it was only women.
Well, she's a woman, so, I mean, she looks happy in her picture. Jim Engyal. He's the VP at National LAP. LAP. I don't know if that's... I don't know
what that is.
But it's ANGYAL. Jim Engyal. He looks pretty excited. Donna Mazurek. She's the founder of Page's Promise. I'd like to talk to her. She looks like she has a nice soul. And then this one. This is the only reason I read this. All those people, just because I wanted to talk to you about this name right here. Uh-huh. And be careful what you say here. Because he is the president of MAR.
Okay.
Michigan Association of Recovery Residents. His cat, do not step on my stuff. Sorry. Marnie's cat does not know boundaries. And I do not know acceptance. Okay. So, Jeffrey W. Van.
I know, I heard him talk
Tressie. Esquire.
Yep.
Right? Is that it? Mm-hmm. Is that what? Because at the end, because it's Jeffrey W. Van Tressie, comma, ESQ, period.
Yeah.
Esquire.
Yeah, he led a meeting the other day, a Mars meeting the other day.
Did he say, hello, my name is Jeffrey W. Van Tress Esquire.
He didn't say all that. Maybe it just didn't fit on the Google screen, though. I mean, on the Zoom screen.
My name is Corey
Ran
J.
out of room.
Winfield.
No, he facilitated the meeting very well. He's well spoken, and obviously he's in that position for a reason. So,
what is that reason? What do you think? 'Cause he's Esquire.
Yeah, that's definitely it. No, that organization, it's Michigan Association of Recovery Residences, and they're actually trying to do more than just oversee the houses that are qualified to be recovery homes. Essentially, the basis of it is just that they make sure that they're certified, right? So they qualify and their standards are up to quota for safety, mostly safety.
It's very important too.
It's very important. It's very important stuff. But the other piece they're trying to do is now get education into the management and the people.
So that their people know what's going on.
So the people know really like 24/7 what it is that's expected of these homes and the people in them, you know, because there is an element of structure within the homes, even though some of them have different rules. They are not in charge of those, but they are in charge of an overall kind of structure of what how those homes are run. So, and it's nice because from what I understand, and I'm sure he'll talk about this, is the state of Michigan is one of the only states that is offering this training, and you get 30 continuing education credits for it if you take it. And it's 30 hours of this training online, and you take these different modules about learning how to run a recovery home efficiently and safely and effectively. Now she's closing the door.
These cats, I tell you.
But anyhow, and apparently this training class to join it and take it and get the certification, if you're not living in the state of Michigan, because the state of Michigan decided to cover the cost of this, it's like $970. But it's open to anyone who is obviously affiliated with recovery homes in a managerial way of some kind are able to take that, and it's encouraged. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you've ever been in sober living, you probably know what we're talking about. If you've been in a house that's not Mars certified, and that means they can do whatever they want. You know, like, oh yeah, well, so what? The water doesn't work. So what? There's no stove.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, hold on, man. I need to cook my dinner. So that's what McDonald's is for. We got a microwave.
Yeah.
5 different groceries.
Well, and the other thing too, it plays a part in like only a certain amount of people can be in the home. There has to be a certain amount of refrigerator space and freezer space for each client. There has to be only a certain amount of, there has to be X amount of bathrooms in the home and showers or baths equivalent to, you know, respective to how many clients are there. So it's not like, you get a recovery home and there's 20 people in it and 2 bathrooms. Like, that's not going to fly. So.
Yeah. It's nice to have those. And sure, people can do the whole, hey, throw everything in the closet and, hey, let's just make sure we change the batteries when they come in and inspect us. But to actually have people go through and be like, hey, look, this is what's expected of you as managers, and this is what's expected of you for people that live here. Clean up your stuff. You know, quit living like, I don't know whose dishes those are in the sink.
Yeah.
Like, how hard is it to be responsible when you eat? You know, wash your dish. You know, like that's the basic fundamentals that a lot of people are missing. You know, and that's why sober living is such a good spot for people like that, because you're going to get those people. And some people weren't raised the right way. Who knows? You know, technically, what is the right way?
Right.
But if somebody is just so lazy that they just eat and just throw their stuff in there and think their mom's coming over later to do the dishes for them, or that someone else to do it, like that's what people need to learn.
Yeah.
And they don't like being called out on it, but that's what needs to happen.
What are your thoughts on the effectiveness, or I guess kind of like the whole purpose of having a recovery homes, if having a recovery homes manager, like paid position person in the home versus not?
I would say yes.
Yes, have a paid person.
Yes.
On staff, like as I guess staff.
Yeah,
if you want to call it that.
Who stayed there as well. You know, I mean, they wouldn't. I don't know, because like when I managed the sober living home, I stayed there, and it was easy. The guys felt like, well, I can't come home drunk tonight. You know, like they're going to see people. We were a big part of that house. You know, there was no coming in, sneaking stuff past us, you know, and
yeah,
it just made it a lot easier. And if you're laying around in bed at 10 a.m., 9 a.m., we were like, what are you doing? You know, what's going on today? You know, you're just going to lay around in bed today? That's not what we're doing here. You know, let's go to a meeting. I know it just made it a lot easier. And you could see what guys didn't have food.
Yeah.
And as the manager, I was like, let's go hit some food banks, man. Or you want to go donate some time and let's go here. And it was just an easier way to connect them to resources, I guess.
I think it would be completely amazing to have that. And the only piece of it is that I could see where there would be problems, where it's problematic, is that there's a somewhat of a hierarchy, you know, where it's
right.
like there's somebody who's in, like, you think you're better than me because, you know,
yep.
you're a house manager. And it's like,
yep.
they have to earn that spot.
Yep.
Like, that would be my thought, that it would have to be created. Somebody who has been in the program, who started out as just a normal client and then has grown and, you know, been productive in their life since they've been living there, and now in a position where they can take that on as, you know, part-time job.
And I said, yeah, like when you're like, you think you're better than me? Yeah. And not that I thought I was better than the guys in the house, and I didn't try to, I mean, they knew I was better than them because I'm freaking awesome. Just kidding. But no, I tried to lead by example. You know, right. I wouldn't tell them to do something that I wasn't going to do myself, you know, right. And yeah, I had more time in recovery than them, and I was being successful at it, and I was doing things. So, you know, I tried to set an example.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, and I wasn't paid $30,000 a year, you know, no. It was just the cost of the room, you know, so it was just like, it wasn't much at all. And I wasn't the final say of everything. I was more the guy who reported and took notes, and I wasn't really taking notes. So I don't take notes, but you know, if some problems are going on, I'd report back to the owner, and then it was him that would come through and, you know, follow up. But there was none of this. He said, no, he's the manager. Like, that's it. Yeah. You know, like, you have to follow the rules, and he's saying you're not, and you're not. Then.
And it would be ideal if that individual was somebody who was in a position where they really didn't have to live there anymore if they didn't want to, but does it as a part of kind of like service work, you know, giving back to the people that are new in early recovery that need that guidance, you know, that need somebody to look up to need that kind of mentorship. And that's why I think it would be effective and ideal. So in a perfect world, yes, I just wanted to get your take on it, because some people think it's supposed to be, you know, across the board structured, like everybody has a fair say. Some of them are run that way.
Yeah, you know, and those are their own thing, you know, like, that's fine. You can do it however you want. But for me, it seemed a lot better to have somebody in there that's actually getting a couple dollars to help the people, you know, instead of just walking through and, oh, figure it out, buddy, or, you know, becoming cliquey or a cult. And I mean, Chris Goss, he was in the house and we were buds, and I gave him a hard time. And I remember one time he came to me and was like, yo, man, I didn't get enough meetings in this week. And I went to this one and I tried and da-da-da. And I was like, well, that's why you don't try. That's why you do. And he's like, what? And I was like, or apparently you just start trying harder. Sorry, I'm acrobating the cat off of the desk. That was a pretty cool flip that she just did.
It was very cool.
It wasn't authentic, but
she's not even mad at you.
I don't, again, let's talk about that. Let's talk about people being mad at us. Because I don't care. No, just kidding. No, there was a couple instances though before. We'll just switch off of that real quick, because Chris probably didn't want me talking about that anyway. But no, like, when people are in early recovery, and just in life in general, actually, sometimes people come up to you. You probably know people like this, where everything's an emergency, and all of a sudden their problem becomes your problem.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, I need help. Could you go?" And you're like, "Whoa, calm down, bro. I'm not even over there. What are you talking about? It's not my problem." Oh, but you got to help me out. No, see, I don't have to do anything.
Right.
That's your situation. And sorry that you're in it, but what role did you play to get yourself in that? You know, it's like, if I'm going to get you to take you to treatment, you know, I don't show up at 9 and you call me and say, "Oh, I'm not even there. Well, can you wait 2 hours?" And I say, no. See you, bro. but see, then some of those people, and they love that actually sometimes. They're like, oh, great. Now I can tell my mommy and daddy that, they left me, I was just running a little behind, and they'll make up some stuff. And I was there. I've done it. Maybe not like to that point or that extent, but yeah, I've done stuff like that. Oh, yeah, well, I was just running. I woke up late. Well, if you really want to go to treatment, you wouldn't have woken up late. You wouldn't have been somewhere 2 hours away. You'd have been at your house, But some of them will spin that, and man, that's just great for them. That's gold. That when they hear that, they're just like, yes, didn't want to go anyway. And now I'm not. It's their fault because they didn't wait, and because just poor me. I don't fall for that, And in reality, he could have been somewhere. Who knows? But could have been waiting on his dealer too. Dealer's sometimes late. Oh, I'm gonna use more time before I go to treatment, and man, he's not here yet, and I gotta make an excuse. Whatever it was, I don't have time for it. If I say I won't be there, I'm gone. So, but then, some people will be like, oh, man, you should have waited. No, I shouldn't have waited. I have a life. I have other things to do, and, especially when you're running on a schedule of, okay, boom, here, and then it's 4 hours to there, and then I got 3.5 hour ride back home, and then I got to do this. And no, you can't wait 2 hours. I'm not just sitting there waiting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they'll try to flip it and like, oh, Corey, you're such a bad guy, and another dude, is like, hey man, I need help. All right, well, I don't know how you got yourself in that situation, but I'm not available to help you today or tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. I'm busy, and then it's like, oh, what am I going to do? I don't know, but good luck. Some people are like, man, Corey, that's cold blooded. I guess maybe, I don't know. I'm protecting me.
Right.
My sanity. I'm not going to I have enough problems and enough situations, like I was talking about earlier with Daryl, like finally tracking him down. But like I have my own stuff going on. Like I don't need to be thrown in other people's fire. And it's easy to do. And like next time it happens, I hope if you're listening, I hope you can realize it's happening and go, and put them brakes on and just say to yourself, this isn't my problem.
It's healthy boundaries. That's what it is.
And I'm not saying don't help people, but when they come at you with that frantic, oh my God, the sky is on fire, it's falling, help. Nah, I'm good on that. Maybe you can help in a small way, but like don't go to their level of panic and freak out.
Yeah.
And there's probably an easier, more clear solution if somebody's clear-minded and can think through whatever their problem is. But yeah, I want to touch on that a little bit. And then...
Well, wait. I can speak to that for a second,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And then I want you to speak to that.
Is that, especially if it's part of your line of work, and this goes for anything, it doesn't even need to be working in substance use disorder, but when you're faced with other people that come to you with their problems or whatever, even if it is part of your job, that you need to be able to create that line of like, I'm not going to take this home with me. Like my job is not to worry about that person's situation after I've done everything I can in my capacity past a certain point. Because you start doing that and you start absorbing those concerns and those like worries, and like it will eat away at you and make you crazy, and it's not healthy. Then you start losing sleep and you're stressed out and you can't even pinpoint exactly why, and it's not fair to you. And so all of that's why people, especially like in the helping profession, you need to make sure that you do self-care and that you listen to yourself and your body and your brain, and meditate and kind of try to clear your plate best you can at the end of the day, and maintain a normal, healthy lifestyle for yourself. Because if you start taking on everybody else's issues, it will take you down.
That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Perfectly said, Mr. Whoever you are.
Yeah.
I love that. I like that drop. It's funny.
Yeah, it is. But that's true. For sure. I was thinking earlier today too, though, that so I was trying to think back. We went to a place that we don't really know the name of it for pizza tonight. It's our favorite pizza place, kind of, sort of. And we were on the way there, and I was thinking, like that before the last time I went to treatment, like, was that when I was in the mental hospital? And I was like trying to think back to those times. And I was thinking back to the feelings that I had. And, you know, when a family member or somebody like that, or a friend is wanting help, you know, and they just keep failing over and over. They're not really failing, but they're not putting all the pieces together. You know, they're going to treatment, or, you know, they're going to outpatient. They're seeing their therapist, and, you know, they might have a month or two, and then bam, they're right back at it. And then, you know, get back up, and here they are again. They're doing good, and bam, and then get back up. And, you know, some people give up on them, and they're like, oh, they're never going to get it. But don't give up on them. Maybe offer some normalcy to their life. You know, one of the things that I really appreciated about my mom, and I started thinking about it, you know, it's like, okay, like when my power would get shut off. I remember going to her house one time, and I didn't know about the power being, if it was ever going to be turned back on, because the power company was like, psh, done. Like, you're going to have to pay so much. It's just going to be kind of insane. And I didn't have the money, so I didn't know what I was going to do. So you get to this give up mode. And my mom and stepdad, after a while, you know, they had to figure this out too, that I would come over and just have a little bit of normalcy, and they wouldn't sit there and beat down of, isn't this great to be sober? You know, it was just like, hey, like, come over for dinner and enjoy enjoy company with us.
Our heat.
Yeah. Enjoy our heat, enjoy our television, and just talk with us, you know, just about life. You know, we don't have to sit here and talk about anything in recovery if you don't want to.
What you're doing or not doing.
Yeah. You know, let's just watch Home Improvement. Probably not Home Improvement, whatever. I don't know, whatever. Just watch a movie. And it just gave me a sense of comfort. And of course, being around family, you know, my mom and stepdad, it was just like, I could just take a deep breath. And in that moment, I didn't want to use, you know, and it was calm, and it was familiar, and it was very comforting. And just to be with other people was nice. And I don't know if that, you know, works for everybody. And, you know, it still took me a couple more times or whatever to get it and figure it out. But I was just kind of thinking about that, though, about how, you know, the way I felt if I would have been shunned or, you know, kicked to the curb again, or not been welcomed in, you know, it would have been a lot worse. And I mean, I don't know how long it would have taken me to kind of put it together. And, you know, just that normalcy, though, just of, you know, this is what life used to be like, you know, at one point. And it felt good not having to scrounge for money to get a bottle, and we didn't have to talk about it, you know. Anyway, I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
So that is our quick Saturday night podcast. And I know, Marty, you're struggling over there. Your sinuses are...
I don't know. I have a cold of some kind. I don't have COVID, though, but I can thank you for this, I guess.
No, that's not mine. I still have it, too. I got it from
I know.
you.
You gave it to me.
No.
I didn't have it first.
You did, too. You were
Guaranteed,
sneezing. Why do you
no.
think I bought you those Kleenex like a month ago? Think about it. You were just as bad.
No, what? But it went away.
After a day, like, you just got it again.
Again, I got it again from you.
Happens. No, you don't get sinus infections from people.
It's not sinus infection. I think it's just cold.
But
I don't have COVID,
people.
so that's good. But it's not happy. It's not fun.
No, it's not. I feel for you. You're just sneezing.
I'm like trying to turn away from the mic.
I know. I had to hit the mute button, but yeah, you did a pretty good job turning away. But yeah, so this is a Saturday night podcast. Spreaker is what you're going to want to get if you want to listen to us live, because we're going to be live at the Ufam Rally. You don't want to miss it. We're going to do some very fun things, talk to some very interesting people. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Spreaker app, there's a link to it on our app, which you can get in the App Store, the Google Play Store. Get it, it's free. Yeah, and then listen to all the episodes, which I was listening to one from 2020. It was one that Justin told me was a good episode. I didn't think it was all that good. I like the one I like the one that we were talking about putting together the entertainment center.
Oh.
I think one of those things. That one was kind of entertaining, but yeah, it was from like 2020, and I was just like,
I want to listen to that one.
Was the entertainment center one?
Yeah.
Yeah. You should.
We can play it tomorrow.
And the replay. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I've done a replay in a few weeks, but it's your replay.
Right.
Yeah. But thanks for listening. 217recovery.com is our website. We've retooled it a little bit, so check it out. Got pictures of Marnie, Justin, Tyrone, myself. Check out the team and community stuff. So appreciate you listening. Thanks for your support, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Win a bunch of free shit from 217 Recovery. Go to the app or the website, 217recovery.com.